Okay, so last time I played, I forgot to save the game, so I had to play the whole thing back to this point. Now we continue our story. I haven't talked to Svetlana yet. Good day, I hope you're feeling alright after that battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time, but if you have a moment, I have a request. What do you want to ask? Svetlana lowers her head. This is a very personal request, and maybe not important enough for your time. I'll completely understand if you say no, but the first time the Stag Lord thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. It just tore it off my hand. It's just a trinket really, but it means so much to me. Okay. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in his hand, to ask if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something or I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh at me. Svetlana interrupts herself, shaking her head gently. If you happen to find my ring among the bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. Svetlana drops her eyes, lowering her voice. There is one more thing. Among the bandits, there is a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She is not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel, but please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. So, she's talking about, I think, the woman from the first time we came to the trading post. There was a woman among the thugs, and she was nicer than the others. And when we told them just to leave in peace, she left, but they didn't. That's who I think she's talking about. I'd be happy to help, Svetlana. Tell me about yourself. How do you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post in the stolen lands? It was Oleg's idea, though. Though I supported him in it, we didn't realize how dangerous it was here. Of course, in Rostov, everyone respected the sword lords, and everyone accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jomandi could be enough to fend off the street thugs or some other troubles. It could maybe even work in some places here, but not with the Stag Lord's men. Why do I have the feeling that I've read this before? What can you tell me about the Stag Lord? He's not just an average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the stolen land into his personal kingdom, a kingdom of fear and oppression. It would be a kingdom of lawlessness. Once I've dealt with the Stag Lord, your life will improve. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me, but please be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. We've figured that out already, trust me. I have to go. Farewell.
No stopping now.
Oleg. Greetings. Oleg seems to be in a good mood and greets you warmly. You certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. We certainly did. Well, anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it before. The road to Rostov looks like someone spilled milk, and it just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that soap, not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I'd bet the Stag Lord the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumors say that he's dealt with all kind of bad magic. Tell me about yourself. Why'd you open a trading post in such a dangerous place? I just dislike the noises, Oleg answered reluctantly. I'm from Rostov. Cities are complicated. Lots of people and each with their own place on the shelf. Bow before this one, fear this one, don't do business with the third, but be sure to be extra nice with the fourth. And villages are little better. Everyone likes to stick their noses into each other's businesses. I just wanted a place where I could be my own master, and so I ended up here. I need to take care of the stag lord. Do you know of anything that could help me find him? That's quite a task you've set yourself on. The stag lord has a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted of his rabble are ever invited. The location of the fortress is heavily guarded secret, and with this fog hanging around, I'd imagine it would be even harder to find. I suppose you could try to follow the trails of those bandits who attacked the post before. They came from the southwest, from the side of the Thorn River. The fortress might be there, or at least some large camp of theirs where you can find information. Again, Thorn River. It has been mentioned to us by the nymph inside upstairs at night. So all information points to go to that direction, southwest to the Thorn River. Okay, what else can you tell me about the stag lord? Not much, not like I've sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know. But I think he arrived in the stolen land less than a year ago. Less than a year and he's done all that? Damn, he works fast. From what I've heard, but soon he got here. But as soon as he got here, he took over everything. I wrote to Rostov right to warn them that the stag lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but they didn't listen. The rumor about him are terrible. He kills a person if they so much as disagree with him. He never revealed his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin that not covered by his clothes. Okay, the stag lord's past is a mystery. He just arrived one day. He was immediately a power to be reckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him that he has as many followers who admire him as much as he has minions who obey him out of fear. He's got some inner strength in him, or maybe an inner madness. There are many who seem to follow him because of that madness, like it was some kind of a virtue. Did he cast a spell on them or something? Show me your wares, Oleg. Okay, nothing too good for such a good person. Thank you. I thought I lagged for a while. Oh, I thought I crashed for a while, so. Wait, how about this? What? Vanish. Okay. Give it all the spells, not selling anything. Not selling the ingredients either. Sell the crossbow. Sell this one. What's this? Jasper. Go. Okay. Do I want anything from him? Nah, let's just move on. I'm not gonna waste time here. Boken. Boken puts his hand on his hip. Ha! Old Boken still knows a few tricks to impress these blood-sucking dummies. Enough hiding in the damn bushes, I say. Good for you. Can I help you in a way? Boken glares at you, suddenly impressed. Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. I used to pick berries in there. But the place has been overrun by spiders. The berries are red. Looks a lot like raspberries. Fangberries, I call them. I'd be real grateful if you gathered a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick. If you do, they'll spoil quickly. Okay. Raspberry cave revealed. Those spiders in that cave are mean. Here, let me give you some alchemical fire. Crafted it myself. Burns those spiders to a crisp. That will teach them for taking over my Fangberry cave. 6 alchemist fire added. Okay. I also need a bucket of moon radish. They're rare and mysterious plants. I don't know where to find them, but I know that kobolds gather them and value them mightily. Okay. It's not a huge deal, really. I'd do it myself if I were younger. But if you are willing, I'll pay you 3 potions for the berries and the first full of coin for the radishes. Why do you need fangberries and moon radishes, Boken? You want to know, huh? Well, I'll gladly tell you after you bring some to me. Just tell me right now, please. Please. No? Alright, I'll try to help. Boken glances at you hopefully. Just watch out, alright? Don't end up someone's lunch. Okay. Remind me, no. Show me what you have. So he's just potions and fangberries for Boken. Gather, okay. Moon radish for Boken. Gather a bucket of moon radish and bring it back to Boken. Okay. Scroll from liveness. I have, how many he gave me? 6. Okay. I don't want anything, let's move on. Ember. Oh, it's a rent and head chomper. Why are these names? Wait, are these my pets? I think they are. Yep, head chomper and ember. Let me just organize this mess. That's cool. Oh, it's Amiri. We're gonna talk. Amiri utters a weary sigh. Alright, spit it out, I'm listening. What's with that attitude? We're just talking, you don't like it? Amiri shrugged several times, perhaps flexing her muscles, or maybe just filling in the silence. Don't know, she admits at last. Depends on what we're gonna talk about. If it's about monsters or swords or scars, I approve, that's good. And if you're gonna ask questions like why and what for and how, screw this. Amiri looks you over slowly head to toe. Or you got even harder harder ones? No? Just normal questions. Tell me about yourself. This simple question seems to puzzle Amiri. She scratches her head, then starts counting on her fingers. First, I'm a barbarian. I'm strong. I grew up in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. I left my tribe, the six bears. Amiri looks thoughtfully at her four bent fingers and shrugs. And I like fights, she concludes, bending her thumb. What's it like to be a barbarian in the Six Bears tribe? Ha, our people are big and strong. We can cut a monster in half with one swing. We can walk 3 days and 3 nights with no rest. We can eat a whole fried Oroch? Oroks? I'm just gonna call him Oroch, butchering names as always. I guess you had to do a lot of training to become as strong as you are. Training? Haha, no one freaking trained me. The boys of the Six Bears got the training. All I could do was watch. Amiri's eyes gleamed with anger. And you know what? They were still crap even after all the training because I kicked their butts hard. Good for you. Animals, bandits, monsters, all thought they were stronger than me. Idiots. Amiri spits on the ground. Because if you start a fight, you think you can win. You think you're stronger. You think you're stronger than your enemy. Amiri raises her chin proudly. I defeated them all. See all the scars on my face? What does the realm of the Mammoth Lords look like? Huge and freezing, no place for weaklings. Amiri narrows her eyes as if evaluating your ability to survive her homeland. Tribes hunt aurochs herds to survive. Aurochs are fast, so tribe follows herds for days. Just to not die of hunger. If you are weak, you stay behind and die in the snow. Tribes cannot stop. Also, there are giants and mammoths. Sometimes demons come too. And the mastodon? And the saber-toothed tigers. Amiri grins. You would survive, I think, for a few days. Thank you for your confidence in me. Few days? Okay. Why did you leave your tribe? Amiri flushes. Because they're assholes, all of them. Men were cowards and scoundrels, and women were scared like sheep. Amiri rolls her bloodshot eyes in fury. Men there think no girl can be a fighter because they are weak. They're afraid of if a woman can beat them. And females just nod. Go sew hides, cook meat, watch kids. That's what they always say, but I'm a warrior, damn it. I won't cook hides and watch meats. Cook hides and watch meat? Really? In that order? Okay. Amiri's already shouting, her fists clenched tightly. Sure, she is clearly angry. She was oppressed just because she was a woman, even though she's really a skilled fighter. I told them so. I went hunting with them. And what did I get? Still the same. You're a woman. You stay home. Even gave me a nickname, the Soft Chieftain. Like a warrior woman was a funny joke. Damn, I even went to hunt those shit-faced frost giants. And there, Amir suddenly stops, breathing heavily, sweat beading on her forehead. We clearly triggered some emotions there. After a moment, Amiri waves her hand out awkwardly and forced herself to grin. So I left, cowards, scoundrels, and sissies they were. That's why. You're quite a good fighter. Amiri jerks her head up. Quite good, huh? Compared to whom? If I was a crappy male, I'd fight better. Is that what you're saying? I didn't say that. I said you're a good fighter. You're the best heavy hitter in my party, so... She glares at you, her eyes narrow. Or you say I could be better. Like, go get some training, Amiri, right? Lawful nurture. I meant exactly what I said. You're quite a good fighter. Don't raise your voice to me ever again. Chaotic. You're a very good. You're very good. You're a very good in a fight. You're an excellent warrior. I've just given you a compliment, that's all. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm going with chaotic good with this one. For several more seconds, Amiri continues to glare at your face with suspicion. Then all of a sudden, she mellows. True, I fight good. That's what I do best. Thank you. You're rather rude, you know. Should I say that? Let's try it. I want to see her reaction, that's it. You bet. Oh, she just accepts that. Amiri grins, then suddenly frowns. I'm a fighter, big and strong. Everyone is afraid of me. I can't play the softie. Who would ever fear me then? That's not true. The contemplative expression disappeared from Amiri's face, replaced by a dreamy grin. I enjoy being feared. When I pass by, all the sissies almost faint. Knees trembling, teeth chattering, shit dripping, really, down their pants. Amiri falls silent, fascinated with the picture her imagination has created. Thank you for telling. Let's talk about something else. So why did you leave your tribe, and what's the story about the frost giant? I told you already. They were assholes. They treated women like sheep, not fighters, Amiri frowns. As for giants, I'll tell you later. Someday, maybe. Please tell me now, please. Again, another story that picks up later. That's a formidable sword. But it's not just a simple weapon, is it? You bet it's not simple. Check out how big it is. She proudly raises the blade, and you notice that even though Amiri is extremely strong, she still has difficulty wielding such a large sword. This sword belongs to a real blasted frost giant. I killed that beast and took this looker for myself. Fits me perfectly. My damn trophy. Amiri's eye flashes with menace, as if she's challenging some invisible enemy trying to take away her trophy. That is a big sword, really. I'm glad she's on our team. Sorry. I don't need your help anymore. Pack your things and leave. Why do they put that option in here? I'm not gonna kick them out. Or at least if I get a real asshole as a companion, I will. Thanks for talking with me. Let's speak again later. Talking. When will we do some monster killing instead? Amiri sighs and turns away. I agree with her. Can I go? No. Hello, dog.
March on.
Can I enter this building? No.
No stopping now.
Valerie. Let me loot this box first. And the barrel, thank you. Greetings, Valerie sighs. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. Tell me about yourself. What exactly would you like to know? I was born to a noble family, though I didn't remain long on the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose. Okay, Shayla. But I left once I realized that it didn't match my principles. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? I was born in Brevoy. I've read about it. But in fact, I've never seen much of the country. I spent my childhood on a remote estate. owned by my noble family. My father is a respected philanthropist. What is that? And the benefactor of the Church of Shaylin. He is also a renowned private collector and a great admirer of the arts. My mother saw to my education personally. From my early years, I learned good manners, how to behave at the dinner table, and the proper form of words for every occasion. I also learned the difference between true nobles and low-born upstarts, and I learned how to treat each of them properly. Our home was always under the direction of several paladins of Shaylin. My father has donated a handsome sum to their order. One of them, a man of venerable age with grey beard, once let me touch his shining armor. I still remember the admiration I felt when I touched the gold polished steel. Valerie smiles. Of all the memories of my childhood, that one is somehow the warmest one. Why were you sent to the paladins of the Order? Why were you sent to the Paladin Order of the Eternal Rose? I'm stuttering again. As you can imagine, from my first days I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The paladins of Shaylin who used to visit our house echoed these praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shaylin and told that this would be my new home. Don't pity me though, I beg you. Many who hear this story immediately assume that my parents were cruel and had no love for their child. Valerie's eyes become stern. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported me all of my life: a sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months, they would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea and then an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take their leave, as etiquette demands. What did they teach you in the Order? A variety of things. Some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordsmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and many other ways to waste one's time. So art to her is a waste of time. Okay. I guess that deep in my heart, I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shaylin. Wielding a sword always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. Why did you leave the Order? Because of my heavenly beauty. Valerie winks in contempt. According to Shaylin's law, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. Damn. So they don't just appreciate good art, they appreciate everything that resembles an art. So they just appreciate the person trying to do something beautiful. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and the acolytes at the temple. I received my first poem dedicated to me when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer. Valerie's lips thin in contempt, and that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems, I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me, and I hoped to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous For my suitors made generous offerings to the church, but one time I just snapped. So they were happy about it because they made a lot of donations. Typical. Barely suppressed her anger glittering across Valerie's eyes. Some wealthy idiot had dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and he had the nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart right in front of him. Valerie raises her head proudly. The paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I didn't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my things and left. Good for you. What did you do after you left the order? I set off for Restov. Valerie shrugs. I wanted to get as far away as possible from Shailen and the destiny everyone seems so ready to force upon me. Besides, the school of swordsmanship in Restov had quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn from the famous Aldori masters. Eventually, it became clear that their technique wasn't a good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact, whereas I prefer to raise my shield. But my abilities and skills, which I'd learned at the Order of the Eternal Rose, were enough to make the Sword Lords take an interest in me. They offered me a chance to join the mercenaries who served the Sword Lords, and I accepted. I bet your beauty inspired many people in the Order. I bet she will take this as an insult. You know what? I'll try it. I want to see her reaction. Valerie's gazes suddenly become cold. I knew it. And here I'd hoped to avoid the questions. She exhaled loudly. Well, let's get this over with, once and for all. You should understand that I am perfectly aware that most races, orders, and genders find me physically attractive. It's beyond my powers to change that, but I've never given a potential admirer my reason to start a conversation with me. But it doesn't stop them. After leaving the order, I took a dagger and cut off the long hair they used to praise. So she cut off her hair because people were praising her for it. She really hates that when people talk about her beauty and stuff. She wants them to admire her abilities, skills, which is respectful, I have to say. Well, now I got letters praising the beauty of my eyes. Oh, please don't gouge out your eyes. Wait, will she do that? It was because of my appearance that I ended up in the Order of the Eternal Rose. Though I never wanted to be a paladin, it was because of my beauty that an infinite number of suitors have pursued me, all of them confusing simple politeness with hints of affection. Valerie clenches her fists. But do you know what I really want? People to respect you for who you are. I want people to stop treating me like a piece of art. I want them to notice that I am a person, exactly. That I am capable of something more than smiling for paintings, where I sit wearing a lassie Satan dress, holding a basket of peaches in my lap. Is that too much to ask? The last question came out in a shout, though Valerie doesn't seem to realize it. Poor girl. I really respect her, what she wants. Thank you for your honesty. I understand you very well. You are a true friend who I can trust with my life. I'm truly happy that you understand me. Thank you. Valerie smiles at you gratefully, and the smile is full of warmth that you never expected from someone as stern as Valerie. You suddenly realize that you're smiling back at her. Let's change the subject. Tell me about the way of Shaylin and about her paladins. Shaylin is the goddess of love, beauty, and art. Her paladins are something like armored archers. That's how they like to think themselves, at least. Valerie tries to contain her feeling, but her inner contempt bursts forth. They're fanatical defenders of worthless, inartistic paintings and meaningless opuses, if you care to know my opinion. You speak of Shaylin with such contempt. What did the goddess of beauty do to earn your anger? She's been trying to ruin my life, Valerie snorts. Shaylin, the goddess of everything useless that ever existed in this life, all the beauty in the world, all the art, all the soulful sights in the moonlight, they'll never feed a single family. And I beg you to restrain yourself from offering your own opinion. Trust me, I've heard everything you can tell me. More than once, nothing and nobody can change my mind. Valerie looks at you with suspicion. As for Shaylin, she's the goddess of idlers. I almost joined her preposterous entourage. I'm just glad I was smart enough to denounce her while I still could. What do paladins of Shaylin do? They wander around seeking the next pile of garbage, and when they find it, they call it an immortal piece of art and admire it until they're blue in the face. You might not believe this, but the paladins of Shaylin aren't allowed to slay their enemies if they beg for mercy. Can you guess why? Because a bandit, rapist, or a murderer who has been put to the sword will never be able to create something beautiful. I doubt they will even do if they're still alive. They will never be able to create something beautiful in the future, so a paladin overpowers her enemy in battle, then inspires him to create a masterpiece. Valerie's face reflects extreme disgust. It might sound hilarious if it weren't true. Damn. Plus, all of Shaylin's followers are obliged to practice some sort of art in his or her free time. Every single day, no matter what else is going on, even if you're feeling sick or hungry or sleepy, otherwise, according to their clerics, you lose your connection with your goddess. A preposterous notion, wouldn't you agree? I do actually. Like, art is beautiful, but the way they do it, meh. I understand that not every piece of art is. You said that every paladin must practice some kind of art. What do you... I understand that not every piece of art is good or even decent, but surely there must be at least a few great works among them. True. Is that what you think? Valerie curves an eyebrow, mocking amazement. Many share that delusion. I was deluded too for a while. So she just hates all kinds of art, I think. Now I consider all work of art useless, just what I thought. People create this garbage because they have nothing better to do. The peasant doesn't paint a picture. He plots the earth to feed his family. The soldier has no time for a sculpture. He must defend his homeland. But idlers and slackers have plenty of time to waste, so they smear canvases with paint and imagine they have done something worthy and valuable. Valerie shakes her head in disapproval. He really has it hard for the art. You said that every paladin must practice some sort of art. What kind of art did you pursue? That I used to embroider. And I still do from time to time. So wait, why did you hate all art? Why you do something of it? A treacherous blush covers Valerie's cheeks. It's nothing, I assure you. Just a simple task to keep my hands busy and keep the gloomy thoughts at bay. Nothing special. I see, let's talk about something else. So you're an atheist, you don't worship any deity. Right, I need no guidance from above. I have my own good conscience and my leader's orders to live by. You know, you don't have to follow etiquette and maintain good manners while speaking with me if you don't want to. I'm aware of that, Valerie sighed, but I'm sure you understand that I am what I am. That's how I was brought up, first by my parents and then by my mentors in the order. Besides, I was born to a noble family. Valerie raises her chin proudly, so I rather enjoy the idea that my manners of speech differ a bit from the common language of peasantry. Let's just hope she's not. She doesn't have ego, so to speak. You just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely the moment I opened my mouth. I guess you have plenty of suitors. What she? Okay, let's stop. Valerie Rosala, sadly you're right to suppose that even here, in these remote lands, one can find offsprings of many noble houses, and all of them consider it their duty to kneel before me, begging me to walk with them in the garden. Valerie's voice overflowed with contempt. If words were poison, you would be dying a horrible death. There. You know, you really are quite beautiful. You're a reliable friend and a worthy ally, but it would be a crime to ignore your beauty. This will enrage her, I assure you. You know what? I just want to know what she's gonna say about it. Valerie gives you a stony look, as expected. I sincerely hope your words carry nothing more than mere politeness. For a moment, yes, I'm not going to stalk you like your admirer, but I wanted you to know I have noticed you. Is there romance between characters in this game? Let's try. So you like me, but won't seek my favor? Well, that's something new. Valerie raises her eyebrows and smiles, but this smile expresses amusement, not her usual cold arrogance. We'll see where we'll go from here. You're so eager to follow my orders, why? What do you mean, why? Valerie looks at you in bewilderment. I follow your orders. I've joined your company because I have faith in you. I believe your intentions to be noble, though things might not always turn out as you've planned. Let's hope it does. You're my commander. Your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Valerie hesitates for a moment. Well, so long as you don't order me to do something that's absolutely dishonorable, I won't do that. But that would never happen. I hope it won't. I think it would be better if you leave. No. Thank you for the conversation. Talk to you later. As you wish. Valerie nods with dignity. She's like a noble knight.
It is done.